In this video, I'm going to show you how to download and install AUTOMATIC1111 webUI with SDXL so you can start making incredible AI art. Ready? Let's get started. So there are a few ways that you can install AUTOMATIC1111, but we're going to stick with the recommended methods listed on their GitHub page to avoid any sort of confusion. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is download and install Python 3.10.6. This is the version required for AUTOMATIC1111, and anything else probably won't work very well. If you have any other versions of Python installed, it is recommended to uninstall them first. To install Python, use the link in the description to head over to python.org, then scroll down and click Windows 64-bit installer to kick off the download. Once it's ready, launch the exe. The absolute most important thing is to tick this box down here which says add Python 3.10 to path. I cannot stress this enough. If you skip this box, nothing will work and you'll need to start from scratch. So make sure that you click that box. Unless you know what you're doing, keep all of the settings at default and finish the installation. Okay, so next we need Git. Git is a software versioning system and it's going to help us download and update AUTOMATIC1111. You can use the link in the description to download the standalone installer of Git for Windows and just use all of the default settings. Okay, once that's done, we're ready to install AUTOMATIC1111. First, create a folder and call it A1111. You're probably going to need a decent chunk of disk space when you start downloading models, so choose where you put the folder wisely. Next, head over to the A1111 GitHub page using the link in the description. Look for the green code button near the top of the page, click it, and then copy the URL under where you see HTTPS. You can just click the button beside the URL to copy it. Next, you want to go back to where you created the AUTOMATIC1111 folder, click into it, and then click into the address bar. From here, type in CMD, hit enter, and you will see a command prompt box appear. When this appears, just type in git clone and then paste in the URL you just copied. And by doing that, you're copying the A1111 software from the GitHub repository onto your computer. You can also use Git to update AUTOMATIC1111 every time they release a new version. You can do that by going into the Stable Diffusion web.webUI folder, typing in CMD in the address bar above there, and then typing in git pull, and that'll just pull the newest version. We just installed it, so it's up to date, but that will install the new version if it's available. You can also use Git to restore back to a previous version or a previous build of AUTOMATIC1111 if you need to. You can do that by typing git checkout and then the key of the commit that you want to revert to and hit enter. I'm not going to do it here, we've just downloaded to it, but you can get all the commits from the GitHub webpage and I'll leave a link directly to that in the description. Okay, so we're almost there. Next, to generate SDXL images, we're going to need the SDXL model. Head over to Hugging Face using the links in the description and download SDXL base 1.0.safe tensors. You can just click on the download file icon beside that, and you'll also want to pick up the SDXL Refiner, which is another 6 gig download. You can find links both of these into the description. That's all we need for now for this tutorial, but if you're interested, you can also download the LoRa, which is a 49 meg file. Once they're downloaded, head back to your AUTOMATIC1111 folder, then Stable Diffusion webUI, then models, and then Stable Diffusion, and copy those 2 big files in there. You'll probably want to use SD 1.5 models at some stage, so I recommend making an SDXL folder and saving the files in there for now to keep things organized. You can add any model this way, and you can find more SDXL based models over at civitai.com. This site can be super not safe for work, so change your settings according to your preferences. Okay, so there's only one last thing we need to do before we launch AUTOMATIC1111. Head back to the Stable Diffusion-webUI folder and look for a Windows batch file called webui-user. Right-click on that and choose Edit. This will open up Notepad and you'll see this. We'll only be editing the command line args section, so be careful not to make any other inputs. Click beside command line args and type in --auto-launch and no-VAE. I won't get into VAEs here, just know this setting helps to reduce distorted images and black outputs. Next, if you have an NVIDIA card, you can enter --Xformers for better performance, And if you have an NVIDIA card that's a 1600 series or better, you can also type in opt channels last, which should give you another speed boost. If you have a graphics card with 8 gigs or less of VRAM, type in --met VRAM. Once you've entered all of the settings, hit save, and you're finally ready to launch. Double click the webUI user batch file that we just edited. Another command box will pop up and start loading AUTOMATIC1111. It'll take a few minutes the first time you launch this, so sit tight. Once it's finished loading, the webUI should open up in a tab in your browser. When it launches, there's one last thing we need to do to get the most out of SDXL. Click on the Extensions tab, then Available, then click Load From to get a list of all available extensions. There's plenty of time later to check these all out, but for now we just need the Refiner extension. So type Refiner in the search and hit Enter. Once you've found it, hit Install, and now click the Installed tab, click Check for Updates, and then Apply and Restart, which will install the extension and restart the web UI. Okay, so we've made it. We have AUTOMATIC1111 with SDXL installed. So let's do a quick rundown of the most important settings and create our first image. So starting from the top, the first thing we see here is our prompt box, and this is where we're going to put the text prompt in that we want our image to be. So I'm going to put in this prompt, a cyberpunk girl in a futuristic city at sunset. So a fairly simple prompt, but a good one to get us started. Below that, you will see the negative prompt box, and you can put words in here that you will want Stable Diffusion to de-emphasize in your generation. So a good example would be NSFW if you want to keep your generations safe from work. Now, SDXL is meant to not take negative prompts as much into consideration, so you can play around with this, but your mileage may vary. Below that, we can see sampling methods. Under here, you'll find a bunch of different options. Sampling is a pretty complicated topic, but just know that each of these options will produce a different result, and some are better than others, and some are better than others at different scenarios. Some of the more popular ones are Euler A, which is a good all-rounder, or DPM++ 2M Keras, which is a good one particularly for photorealism. Next, there's sampling steps. So this is the number of iterations that Stable Diffusion will run to get the image based on your prompt. Note that bigger is not always better here, and working in a range between 20 and 30 is probably the sweet spot. Next, if you're getting weird faces in your generations, you can tick the box for Restore Faces, which will focus on getting more realistic proportions. And then under that, you'll see the width and height settings. Now, it's important to note that for SD 1.5, the standard was 512 by 512, but for SDXL, this is 1024 by 1024 or variations on those sizes. The reason for this is that's the resolution that SDXL was trained on. Using anything smaller is just going to produce garbage. There are a variety of sizes you can use to achieve different aspect ratios for this resolution, and I'll leave a link in the description for a list of sizes you can try below. Beside that, you're going to see batch count and batch size. So batch size is how many images your graphics card will generate at the same time. So to save VRAM, I always stick this on 1. And then batch count is how many times Stable Diffusion will repeat a generation with a consecutive seed to give you some different options. I usually stick this on 4. The CFG scale controls how much Stable Diffusion listens to your prompt for the final image. The lower this number is, the more creative it gets. For a setting of 1, Stable Diffusion probably won't listen to your prompt at all, where a higher number will be super strict, so I keep this between 5 and 7. The seed is the number used to create noise that Stable Diffusion will then generate your image from. Every single number will create different noise patterns, and so the image created will change based on this number. And finally, there's the Refiner extension we just installed. This is going to use the Refiner model we downloaded earlier, so go ahead and select that from the drop-down menu. This extension will use the Refiner model on the last number of steps in the generation that we set here. So if we set this to 5, it's going to use the Refiner model for the last 5 steps of the generation. The Refiner model is meant to give you more detailed images, but your mileage may vary, so go ahead and play around with this. Okay, we can finally make an image. So now we can just hit generate, and in a few moments we'll have a masterpiece. Now, I've sped this generation up because SDXL is pretty resource intensive, and it was pretty slow while screen recording, but I'm usually getting about 30-second generations on an 8GB graphics card. If you're finding SDXL is a bit slow, check out this video for some tips to speed things up. Let me know in the comments how you've been finding SDXL, I'd love to know, and if there were any installation tips that I missed. If you found this useful, hit the like button and feel free to subscribe for more content like this. Thanks for watching all the way to the end, catch you later.